If you guys think building a pay-per-lead agency is a good idea, it's not. Let me tell you what happens with pay-per-lead. Every single winter, your revenue drops. And there I was in 2019, about ready to throw in the towel. And after I realized that the only way I was gonna get to 100K was by doing lead gen and by owning it, I was like, all right, I've tried pay-per-lead, I've tried SEO. I know it's gotta be lead gen because I own the property, the client can cancel and I can just go replace them. And specifically, I know it's gotta be flat fee. And so that's when I started getting like very, very scientific about like, and very obsessed with, okay, I am gonna dedicate my whole year, I'm only selling flat fee. I got the SEO stuff, I partnered with somebody, I did a deal with that, I pushed it to the side, I'm like, I'm not doing SEO, I'm not doing pay-per-lead, I am doing flat fee. And that's kind of where the whole story starts. So this is the turning point, like where my mind was open to this and why I was like, okay, this is the ticket right here. So it was sometime in April, we had a project, like many of you guys, a lead gen site in Asheville, North Carolina with sporadic leads. And just like many of you, up until that point, I thought, well,
I can't go sell this for a flat fee because I can't produce enough leads to justify the flat fee.
So I was thinking, I can't go sell this flat fee. The only thing I can do is pay-per-lead, but pay-per-lead doesn't make sense because it takes my time. I've seen it go up and down, and it wasn't like crazy high ticket. I wasn't gonna be able to charge $100 a lead or anything like that, or $200 a lead. So we took this project, and I had heard of this concept of supplementing your sporadic leads by running ads, using both to give some results in advance, some leads in advance, and trying to close the deal. I said, you know what the hell, let's try it. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to run Google Ads. No one had taught me. I hadn't taken a course, any of that bullshit. I just went on, took action, set up an AdWords Express account. We ran some ads, and we sent this guy, his name was Alex, we sent him like 3 leads. I think it was 1 organic and then 2 paid. Boom, boom, boom. We set the appointment, and I remember specifically, it was a weekday, and it was 7 a.m. was the appointment time. I don't know why the hell we set it for 7 a.m., but I remember waking up, allergies were terrible, that's why I remember it was April, but here's what happened. This is what blew my mind. As I get on this call, I'd send him 3 leads, and that's all we did. We just sent him 3 leads. I didn't even like do any great live transfer action and all this stuff that I do now where it's all dialed in. And honestly, I got in this call, I didn't have momentum, so I was just tired. Like when you guys don't have momentum, getting up at 7 a.m. is a chore. You know why I was able to get up at 5:30 this morning and freaking get a sales call, go to the gym, throw on a suit by 8 a.m.? It's because I got momentum and I'm freaking pumped. And so I know what you guys are feeling like. If you're like, how the hell would you do that? When you don't have momentum, waking up at 7 a.m. to do a sales call that you think you maybe get, you might have a chance of getting, it's not easy. When you know you're getting that deal, getting up at 7 for a call is easy. I know what it's like. I got up kind of annoyed. I think I threw a hat on because it was like a disaster, like always with my hair, and grabbed my toilet paper because I knew I was gonna be blowing my nose. And I got on the call, sent him the Zoom link, and guess what happened? He's on his phone, which I absolutely cannot stand. He's on his phone pumping gas. So I'm like, bro, are you gonna be able to talk? Because I know your Wi-Fi is gonna go out and I can see right up your nose because your phone's like this and it's kind of weird. Anyway, I had no choice. I just went for it. Just to be honest with you, I go into every call trying to close the deal. But if you would have asked me to put $1,000 on that call, I would not have taken the bet. I was not that confident at that point in this process because I hadn't refined it, hadn't done it, and I didn't have that many flat fee deals. But something strange happened. Despite the fact that he was on his phone, which I don't like to do, despite the fact that none of the setup was done correctly, I got on this call and within 20 minutes we were done, and I said, hey, it's 6 months and it's $1,000 a month. And he said, okay, sounds good. And he said, do you want me to give you the card? And he closed himself. It was like the easiest close I'd ever done in my life. All of a sudden I got like this jolt of energy and I'm like, okay, we just got $1,000 deal. I'm back. But I realized something during that call. I'm like, that was the easiest deal I have ever closed in my life, especially with flat fee lead gen, but in general. How do I get more of those? And so I started like thinking, what did I do? What did I do right? What was it? And as I've thought about it over the past couple years, I know exactly what it was. It was the fact that we sent the leads up front. We did it in a short period of time. Like the leads literally did the selling. Previous to that, I was too cheap or I didn't really know. And I was like, I don't want to test out ads because I don't know how to do them and all the excuses, right? And lo and behold, I did it and I got hooked. I'm like, this is the answer. That was like that moment you look back in history with certain, sports teams or certain figures and they had that moment. 2020 was the year that that we went from like being this every other kind of marketer, local lead generator of just making a couple bucks a month to a 7-figure company. And it shifted my identity. It shifted my company's identity. From that moment forward, we're like, we are a 7-figure agency and we will never do less than 100K a month ever, ever, ever again, because that's just who we are now. And it was that specific deal that changed everything.